like an ancient Greek femboy, then like, what is the point of living, you know? I've got grapes on my laurel. It's giving Dionysus. Okay, anyway, so depending on how this goes, I might have to film this in 2 parts, so there may be an outfit change. We'll see. We'll see, okay? I also have a script for this one because this was one hell of a video to research. So, forgive the jump cuts. I have the attention span of a fish, and I'm going to be having to look down and read things all the time, so... Okay, so today we are talking about mermaid miracles.
Where do I go from here? I've been looking around when I should have been looking inside and realized I'm one of a kind, one of a kind. So I took in the ocean air and every little sight and sound. So I finally opened my eyes and realized I'm one with the tide, one with the tide. There are so many things you're gonna miss if you don't open your eyes into the water. Jump in, don't be afraid to take a risk, hold your breath and open your eyes into the water.
Tell you what though, getting information for this was like a fucking archaeological dig. Like, I was going into the depths of the internet for this. So like, shout out to the 5 people that are still in the community, like those on the Discord, for helping out with this. Y'all are real ones. Fuck yeah, love you guys. Never met you, love you guys. Okay, so let's talk about Mermaid Miracle. Probably the most highly produced show on all of MerTube that is no longer up anymore. This shit is my Roman Empire. Apart from the actual Roman Empire, because I'm a history nut, as you can probably tell from this getup. Mermaid Miracles was a mermaid YouTube series created by and starring Maya Tritt. It originally started as a homeschool project and then it kind of exploded into its own thing. They sunk money into this show. Like, this was produced. This was a whole thing. They even had silicone tails, which is not cheap. Like, goddamn, they sunk money into this thing. They were like, they had an Indiegogo campaign to like raise funds for the show and everything. It was, I cannot stress enough how much of a whole thing this was. Which is why I'm amazed that they took it down, because like, you put so much time, effort and money into this, and you take it down. We'll get into that later, but like, I'm just kind of like amazed by that for some reason. Like, bro. The show began in 2013 and it ran for 3 seasons, although they originally planned on having 5 seasons, and it was cancelled in 2015 and it was taken down shortly after, around late 2015, early 2016. Don't have the exact date for that, but like, around then. Every dog in the neighbourhood's just going off. Alright then, okay. Now unfortunately I can't give you a full rundown of the plot like I did for Secret Life of a Mermaid, because the show's been taken down, so I can't watch it all back and write out everything that happened, but the general idea is Maya discovers she's a mermaid, and along with her cousin Ashley, they go through like typical mertube stuff, fighting sirens, avoiding hunters, all those like typical mermaid show tropes. The reason why this show got so big is because not only was it highly produced, which is uncommon on MerTube. Most of MerTube is a bunch of preteens with their phones and like a fin-fun mermaid tale, just like going at it, having fun. So a produced show, uncommon, very uncommon. They had a very big cast for a MerTube show, which was also kind of a big deal. And the biggest deal, there were boys in it. Oh my god. There were boys in it. Which, if you grew up in MerTube, you know how much of a girl-dominated field that was. So seeing a boy in a show, even if they weren't in a tale, just a boy being in a show was like, whoa, a man, wow. The whole character of Chad, such a late 2000s name, Chad. Anyway, the whole character of Chad and his arc with Maya, that it was kind of like it was kind of a ship. I mean, a lot of people shipped it, so like there was a whole thing going on there. That was different. That was new. That was fresh, and then you pile that in with a big cast and actual production value. That's a recipe for like success on MerchTube. It was new. It hadn't been done before. Like I said, I can't give you a full rundown on the whole plot because the series is gone, but there are a couple of episodes that have been re-uploaded to a re-upload channel. So I'll link that in the description if you want to go watch it. Why are there noises happening literally every time I'm trying to fucking talk? You're just gonna have to deal with it because there's nothing I can do about it. Like, sorry guys. I tell you this show was a thing, like a big thing. This show won awards. This show had competitions. Maya gave autographs at like an event thingy, and like there was a fandom, and it was a whole thing. Okay, it was a whole thing. It even had its own original produced theme song, which slaps, honestly, and I still get it stuck in my head to this day.
Open your eyes into the water, away, 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 away. Open your eyes into the water.
And yet, all of that, it was still taken down. Why? We'll probably never know the full reason because, you know, it's a personal thing and, you know, fair enough. But here's what we do know for all of those who are just coming across this video and going, holy shit, I remember Mermaid Miracles, whatever happened to that? Here's what we know. Did some digging, and what we could figure out was there was a divorce, yikes, happening behind the scenes between Maya's parents. And as a child of a very messy divorce myself, I get it, you know, this is not exactly something you want publicized, and you know, it's stressful, and like there's finances and shit that go into it. And Mermaid Miracles, not a cheap hobby. Like, they sunk a lot of money into this, not a cheap hobby, and you know what else isn't cheap? Divorce proceedings. So that was probably a very big reason why they just couldn't continue it anymore. It cost too much money, and if they were going through a court process already, then like all the money would have had to go to that. They wouldn't have had anything to spare for the Mermaid show, you know. Also, Maya reportedly was getting a lot of hate for writing Chad out of the show, which I don't even remember Chad being written out of the show. That just shows how long it's been since I've seen these episodes because they've been freaking deleted, but apparently he was written out of the show. I don't even remember that, but okay. Now, I get that internet hate can be like a whole different ballpark because people on the internet don't have fucking filters and they love to just, you know, slurs and death threats and shit because, I don't know, I guess the internet was a curse. Yes, I'm using the internet to make this video right now, but like, the internet was a fucking curse, okay? And like, okay, I get internet hate can be like a lot, but also the audience for Mermaid Miracles was kids. So like, I guess in my brain I just can't take hate from kids seriously, but then again, maybe that's just because I'm a jaded son of a bitch and I'm an adult now, so maybe it was really bad. I don't know, I wasn't there, I didn't see it, so maybe that had something to do with it. But I mean, an audience of kids isn't gonna really understand why certain writing choices are made, so like I really couldn't take any hate and criticism from kids seriously. I don't know, maybe that's just me. It definitely could have been way worse than like what I'm thinking of like kid hate mail is like in my brain. Hate mail? What is this, the fucking early 2000s? I'm stuck in the early 2000s, if you couldn't tell already. Point is, there was definitely some stuff going on behind the scenes. And, I mean, fair enough. Divorces are not fun, and, like, it costs a lot of money, and there were probably a whole ton of factors that went into it. But what I find kind of strange is the fact that it's still taken down to this day. Like, I get taking it down during court proceedings and stuff because there may have been some illegal things going on with, like, who technically owned the rights to the series, or like how much money from each parent went into the series, stuff like that. But like a lot of money went into that series, so leaving it taken down is kind of baffling to me, when you could be making money back off of that series from like AdSense and stuff. Also, like, if you spent so much money and time and effort on a series, wouldn't you want it to go back up? I don't know, maybe there's some trauma in that series for Maya because of everything that happened, but like, I don't know, personally I would put it back up as soon as I was like mentally prepared and able to, because that would have been a really big part of your childhood, you know, and it's a big part of a lot of other people's childhoods who watched it, and you put so much time and effort and money into it. I don't know, I feel like it's kind of strange to just like leave it down all these years, but then again, I'm not the one that went through whatever happened behind the scenes, so I don't know, maybe it was a lot worse than we're saying. And like, we don't know the full story. We'll probably never know the full story, so there definitely could have been more to it that went into it, so I don't know, man. And like, the cast of the show are still on the internet today, so I don't want to pry too hard, like, that's their own private personal lives. But bro, this show was my childhood, and it was a lot of other people's childhoods, so like, I want the details. I don't need to know all of them, I don't need to know the personal details, but I want to know at least some of them. Like, I want like a definitive story of like what the fuck happened, you know? So what can we find that is still up to this day? Honestly, not much. There are a couple of pages on like Pinterest, and there's some articles about the show that are still up. You can go through like the hashtags on Instagram and find like fan accounts made in like 2014 and shit. But when it comes to official things, the website's gone, the episodes are gone, the Twitter is inactive, the Facebook page is gone. There's a fan page on Facebook that's still up, I believe, but like, everything's gone. And the Instagram is set to private. It says there's still posts up, but I can't see them because I'm not following them. I was back in the day, but my original Instagram account back in 2014 got deleted. I don't know why, it just did. Like, I just woke up one day and it was gone, so like, son of a bitch, man. I could have seen what was on there if I still had that fucking account. And my silicone tail was done by Mermaid, and they still have some pictures of that tail up, and it's a good fucking tail. I like that tail. Kind of Aries coded, honestly. But like, I like that tail. It's a good fucking tail. Getting the full story of everything that happened is probably, we're never gonna get it, probably, because again, there was personal stuff involved. So yeah, we're probably just never gonna know the full story. But that's what I do know, and that's what I have been able to gather of what happened. But we'll probably never know the full story, which is kind of sad, but like, also I get it. It was a personal thing. There was probably a lot of drama going on behind the scenes, so what can you do, really? Dissociated for a hot second, but we're back. So where are the cast today? Honestly, I couldn't find much. Was able to find Maya. She seems to be into the whole like whimsical witchcraft thing nowadays, which, same. I mean, look at me, same. Her mum was running back in the Mermaid Miracles days. Her mum was running a vegan skincare and makeup company, and I believe she's still doing that, I think. Apparently there's some like MLM stuff going on, which is somehow I can't say I'm surprised, but As for the other cast members like Ashley and Chad, I couldn't find much about them. Ashley does have a YouTube channel that is up, and she has talked about Mermaid Miracles in the past. Couldn't find much about Chad. Don't know what he's doing. I assume he probably just wants to continue on with his life if he's not, like, out there on the internet, but okay. Everyone else involved, I couldn't find anything on, so take that as you will. I don't know what they're doing. I assume they probably just want to move on with their lives. So that's what happened to Mermaid Miracles and the general rundown of what it was. I'm going to end this section here, and I'm going to continue to do some digging to see if I can find anything that I've missed. If I can't, then I'll just end the video here. Otherwise, I will come back probably in a new funky outfit, and I will continue with any new information that I have discovered. So we'll see what happens in editing, I guess. Maybe goodbye. Otherwise, next part, next me, future me, continue on future me. So I like copying outfits from movies, but this one kind of just looks like I go to a fancy ass private school. Doesn't matter though, because that's not the point of this video. Also, look, my cat has a cowboy hat. So, I did some more digging, and I couldn't really find much else, so we're just gonna, like, move on to the next section of this video. If anyone does find anything else that could be interesting, then, like, leave it in the comments, I guess, but, you know, that's just the nature of lost media, I guess. There's a bunch of stuff that's just gonna be completely lost to time. So, there isn't really much else to add about the impact that Mermaid Miracles had that I haven't already talked about in the Secret Life of a Mermaid and Three Tales video, because they kind of had the same sort of effect. Although, I will say, Mermaid Miracles had almost more of a, like, mainstream fandom kind of effect, and what I mean by that is, like, there were edits made of it and fan accounts and stuff, and occasionally there were a few fan pages for, like, Secret Life of a Mermaid and stuff, but I've never seen like Tumblr levels of fandom. If you've been in fandom culture, you know what I'm talking about. There's, like, just being a fan of something, and then there's, like, an actual fandom with fan content and, like, blogs and GIF sets and like fan fictions and stuff. It's like they're two different things. There's a fan base and a fandom. They're two different things. And Mermaid Miracles kind of started to teeter into fandom territory, because I have genuinely seen, like, edits, like music video edits on YouTube and stuff. So, like, it had people in a chokehold. It really did. It had people in a chokehold. Honestly, even with that, and even with the massive budget that it had compared to other mermaid shows, and how it was just, like, I don't know, on another level, I guess, with its, like, professionalism. I say in quotes because, like, it was more produced, but again, this was a homeschool project that a teenager started, so, like, you can't really get that professional. But even despite all of that, I feel like it didn't quite make it to the level of things like Secret Life of a Mermaid, probably just because Secret Life of a Mermaid came first, and it was, like, the pioneer of everything, I suppose. So I give Mermaid Miracles credit for doing a lot of things that hadn't been done on Mertube before, and having a reaction that Mertube hadn't seen yet, but even with that, I feel like it didn't quite make it to the level of, like, the kings of Mertube, like Secret Life of a Mermaid and Three Tales. Especially because it got, like, taken down and everything. Like, you can go back and watch Secret Life of a Mermaid and Three Tales and all of those other shows, but you can't with Mermaid Miracles because it's gone, and I think that kind of made its fan base and reputation, I guess, within the Mertube community kind of take a bit of a hit. But I mean, it was still, like, a whole phenomenon that happened back in the day. But yeah, genuinely, I couldn't really find that much else, so there really isn't that much else to say about it. I've kind of covered everything at this point. So, I'm gonna make this last part, not Mermaid Miracles related, because this, like, retrospective kind of little series thing I've got going on, I want to keep doing it, but considering so many series are gone and deleted and like never made it to the level of fame that the kings of Mertube had, I can't really make them into full videos, so I might do like a video with multiple series in one, like the smaller ones that we remember but they weren't as big and explosive, I guess. And also I do want to do one of these ones for Fire Ice Just Air Water / Connected, but I'm waiting until their movie comes out and I'll do it after that. I believe it's still happening. According to everything I have seen, it is apparently still happening, so let's hope it does, and if for whatever reason it doesn't, then I'll just go ahead and make the video later on in the year, I guess. But yes, if there's any other series that I've posted about on the blog that you want me to try and do one of these kind of videos for, then like tell me, comment it, put it on the blog, you know, I need to know. And the last thing I'm going to mention, if you follow the blog, you probably have already seen some of these posts, but I have a couple of posts recounting series that I remember, but I don't remember the name of. So if you want to go read them, and maybe if you remember them, tell me, please, because it's like I can picture it, but I don't remember the name. There is potential that some of those series may have been since deleted. If that's the case, then even then they will probably be up on the Mertube wiki, so I can at the very least like read the wiki page if I know the name. So if you remember any of the series that I've mentioned that I can't remember the name of, please tell me. I'm like losing my mind here. One of them I did find, but there's two that I'm still looking for, because I swear to fucking God, I remember them. I know they existed, but I don't know what their names were. It's pissing me off so much. Oh my God. So yes, that is my retrospective on Mermaid Miracles. I really wish there was more that I could have found, because, you know, again, it was like a whole thing and a lot of people really miss it. It was a lot of people's like childhood show. But, I mean, that's just kind of lost media for you. Once it's gone, you're probably not really going to find that much unless you get super lucky. So, that's all I can really say on that. And, yeah, I guess I just got to end it here with the information that we do have. So, thank you for watching, and follow the blog, and read Azrulia, which is links in the description. I want to say almost done with the second draft, so once that's done, it'll be up, and then you can read the improved version. If there's anything you want me to add or take away from Azrulia, then read the first draft and like comment on it, give me your feedback. The whole point that these drafts are going up in the first place, so I can get feedback on them, and maybe one day, I will be able to make it into a proper Mertube series. One fucking day. I'm gonna be like 50 and still trying to do this shit. So, oh, and I am finally getting around to comicifying it, so I've got like 17 pages done so far, which is still got like hundreds more to do, but it's a start. So follow the Azrulia blog if you want more of that. So yes, that's it. That's all I can say right now. I can't fucking talk. Wow, I just my brain goes too fast for my mouth. Okay, shush. So yeah, that's it. That's the end of the video. Thank you for watching. Yep, follow my shit. Bye.